For this week's reaction time, we've got a race day replay from the PDRA East Coast Nationals that took place this past weekend at Galat Motorsports Park in Benson, North Carolina. I think we're going to take a look at Jim Halsey laying down a number in Pro Nitrous competition. Mike, Alex, you ready?
Let's do it. Stage on. Here we go, man. Here's a rising up. Get on the edge of your seat. Halsey's in. Here comes Rainey on the left-hand side.
Let me just say this. Thank God and the stars above for Nitrous Doorslammers. I'm telling you, there is something, obviously a 366 with a 7 at 205 is something. Big time speed for an 8th mile run out of a Nitrous car for sure. But my thing is that, Mike, and I'm curious, you know, obviously you've been following Pro Mod for a long, long time. The NMCA has an incredible Pro Mod program with their Extreme Pro Mod division. How important to you are Nitrous cars? Like bullhorns or zoomies and header flames and Nitrous purges, hood scoops, the rumble of a 900 plus inch Nitrous engine. I mean, to me, drag racing needs these cars bad.
Oh, it always needs diversity, but there's just the dramatic look of it, right? You know, they pull the front cap off, the doors off. I mean, it's like a science project under there. It's fun. I mean, it's very, you know, very old school, but still with the EFI so modern, and it's fun to watch. And, you know, just as you think, well, Nitrous has been around for, you know, since the 70s in drag racing, and it's still, you know, it's still developing. So it's good to see it's still there and still very, very competitive.
205.82, I believe, miles per hour in the 8th mile. Alex, can you imagine a ride like that?
200 even and a quarter, scale that back to an 8, that would be an amazing ride.
Oh my goodness, 205 miles an hour to the 8th mile. People don't realize, I think sometimes, that's 660 feet. That's 2 city blocks. 0 to 205
they don't. I try to
2 city blocks.
I try to put that into perspective for people, and they just don't. Like when I'm trying to explain, you know, acceleration and, you know, with people that are not familiar with it, I'm like, no, it's this distance to this distance and this time, and they just, it's not understood.
No, you look at 366 and you look at like a supercar. I think, you know, they're down in the low 4 range, going 0 to 60, and he's going 0 to 205. You know, almost
in
more
seconds.
than triple.
Yeah.
More than triple of what, you know, a supercar would do, and to do it in this time of the year, right? I mean, it's not like we're, you know, in, you know, the dead of fall and it's, you know, at nighttime.
No,
it's
massively humid this past weekend in North Carolina. Definitely not the conditions that you would typically see for record-setting runs such as this. The fastest 8th mile Nitrous pass, one of the fastest Nitrous passes of all time in the 8th mile, 205.82. And it's the cool thing about the PDRA's Pro Nitrous division, and we'll be talking with Tommy Franklin here this week on Burnout, who is a 2-time champion in the PDRA Pro Nitrous category. The coolest part about it is you've got a Charlie Buck built engine in the left-hand lane, very competitive, driven by Chris Reaney, who we've also had on the show in the past weeks. The other lane, you've got a Gene Fulton built engine. It's cool to see all these different people and players that are involved in Nitrous racing. And it wasn't that long ago, I would say in the middle 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, that I think a lot of racers and fans thought the Nitrous combination was on the way out. This feels good as dead, cannot compete with the turbos and the blowers. And here they are running mid-360s in the 8th mile at 2,450 pounds at over 205. It's truly unbelievable. And that'll wrap up this week's reaction time.